right, good evening. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business, and it's not to be considered a public community meeting. The agenda reserves 2 periods for public participation, and those wishing to receive a personal response from the board or superintendent must complete a public comment form available at the meeting entrance and on our website. Upon request of the superintendent, the district shall make reasonable accommodation for a person with disabilities to be able to participate in the meeting. Hope, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Albright.
Here.
Mr. Arnold. Beverly.
Here.
Mr. Paul.
Here.
Angus. Mr. Murphy. We're up. Here.
Okay, we have an agenda here to approve for this evening.
I'll move the Board of Education to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it is our first opportunity for public participation. Seeing no one in the room, we will move on to our action items. The first one is to review the construction manager contract. This evening's packet includes a construction manager agreement, which has been reviewed by legal counsel. The board has an opportunity to ask questions regarding the agreement. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that the Board of Education authorize the superintendent to sign the attached construction manager agreement future construction. Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
We have been working on the contract for Ranger since May. It's 5 past. Worked with our attorneys closely, with Ranger closely, working with our we have some local volunteers that help us that are in the industry that has had it from the school district's view, knowing how the industry works. We've also, if you look at page 2, it includes something very unique for a school district to hold their construction manager to. So the construction manager agrees it will act in a fiduciary role during the responsibility that they have the owner. So they have agreed to be able to spend money it's there. And very rarely do we have a long-standing relation with Ranger. They the contract outlines our terms and outlines how they pay, how it's billed, what's substantial completion, final completion, et cetera. There's we generally include names of employees that want to make sure they have signed us in the contract. We include construction schedule. They are a snapshot in time though, because things happen. And budgets. And they're aligned as closely as possible with the architecture contract with the architects. They're I want to thank Christy and our attorneys spending I don't know how many times but this it's been back to work with the attorneys probably 4 or 5 times. Graders reviewed it multiple times and changes made and making sure everything matches. So it mirrors our contracts in the past. As we've always been.
They have appreciated that. You built base.
Yes. We had it in the last.
I wasn't such a.
It's unique. They generally.
You did that.
Yeah,
It's unique to other
texture. Yeah,
Okay.
it's unique that they agree to that.
Any other questions? I thought it was thorough. I thought it covered a lot of the questions that I would have had. Filled in the list. Thank you for the work.
No, I think it's very thorough, very complete.
Right.
Pretty extended, but I understand this mirrors pretty much the same contract. Shell of it.
Okay, are we ready to vote? Let's do a roll call vote.
Mr. Albright.
Aye.
Mr. Arnold.
Aye.
Mr. Beverly.
Aye.
Mr. Paul.
Aye.
Ms. Ware.
Aye.
All right. Moving on to our architecture manager contract, which has also been reviewed by legal counsel.
I move that the Board of Education authorize the superintendent to sign the attached architect agreement with TMP Architecture.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second discussion.
In the long process, different contracts, by law, do bond work, we must have an architect. Don't necessarily need a construction manager. But you need an architect. But you can hire a construction manager because you don't build buildings. So in the contract, if you look, you get later in there about page 17, talk about the compensation, billed by the type, by the phase and projects. There are exhibits with building that explain building. There's site schedules, due dates. It really outlines the entire bond. We've been working at it today, and finally have it to a point that we get these really small tables with every detail. We have big, but with every detail into the contract, so that the rates are in there and everything is building for the sponsors. Attorneys, this contract and all, they start with the Miller Canfield work with a lot of municipal law, and they're the best things. They give us a template contract for what we make modifications in the district, and then they help work, make sure language that anything that could be changed still fits, and work with them for since May. She knows how she's going to be built.
And was TMD our architects for the last one?
We did the last one. We worked with King Scott for a long time. Then they turned over, retired, etc. Did it out last time. And started like, yes. And TMD. So we did some great work. Like we built Beacon in 1 year. That's a big project. From architecture, so you can design them.
And using the reflection plan.
Yeah.
That's a reflection.
Because anchor was already
It just
built,
mirrored.
just.
You flip it
But
over.
also codes changed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
It was a bunch of work. TMP, they do great work. They do university work, work all. And they do great school.
You can get all the time, but we could change it.
Go as fast.
I mean, I like it, but we're not down with February. So,
Yeah.
but it's right. The ink of the book is pretty simple. The Wiley edition.
We had a meeting yesterday, we're working on pricing. Got it. Tomorrow or Friday, or we have pricing in. So, it was, as it's a standard, we're value engineering.
It's gonna be a lot of
Any other
offset
questions?
months.
No? Okay, let's do a roll call vote.
Which the people are not, they can.
And these will be posted online.
Yeah.
And we just asking about the time of graphic.
Oh,
They can
And just because,
6 7.
Yeah, we have, and Christie, these sheets, we need to, for the online version, make it so they can read it.
Yeah, I have the
It's fine.
Excel version, I'll try, I'll see how I can get a PDF.
don't spend too much time on it,
No, it's gotta be.
but yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're aging, but this is not,
I
this
see.
isn't even.
Some all.
The one that Chris said, I can zoom
They
in.
can zoom in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can. Yeah.
It's just got to.
Easily.
Don't,
You're good?
Just-
yeah, if
Come
you're
back
able
to
to
me.
use your tablets or computer touchscreen and do that, that would be sufficient then.
Okay.
And I remember doing.
Oh, and one other note on page 23, list the other consultants, especially consultants, so Vaso or Ken, like from here. Do this, Eric Banner, William Kitty, after absorption engineer, Beckett Raider, civil landscape, contact protect security, owner associates for space and DGL for travel.
All right, let's do a roll call vote.
Sarah,
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Fuller,
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Oliver.
Okay.
All right, our discussion item tonight is on 31AA funding. Michigan's 31AA funding for school safety and mental health has been delayed for many districts due to a lawsuit challenging the new requirement to waive legal privileges in case of a mass casualty event. A compromise allows schools to opt in by December 4th, 2024 and rescind the waiver by December 30th, 2025. December 4th, 2025 and rescind the waiver by December 30th, 2025 if they are concerned about the provision's broad language. 31AA funding can be used for things like hiring mental health professionals, school resource officers, and security equipment, but school must apply by the extended deadline.
So lots of lawsuits going on, strings attached. The most recent ruling was to allow districts, the agreement was while it's waiting. Was to allow districts to opt in, and that after that December 19th ruling, if it is not in the district's favor, that sued, or if there are some strings that are still under the district, that you can opt out without. It's the attorney that from Miller Canfield that we met with that is representing the district's lawsuit. Was pretty clear on process. True law recommended same kind of thing. Go ahead. What they're recommending, what we've talked about is we have until tomorrow to say, yeah, we're in, but we can always pull the plug when you say. So if we don't act, we're out no matter what. So the lawsuit comes back and says, yes, these waiving privilege is unconstitutional. That's their approach.
They expect a decision by the 19th.
They've agreed they'll have a decision by
The courts have agreed that in the case they won't issue,
I mean, that's,
and if that gets moved,
Yeah.
then the state
There'll
will
be
kick
some
that
other
agreement
agreement,
deadline back.
even the agreement for districts to rescind was agreed between the Department of Ed, courts, and,
Yeah. The judges can do it. Yeah, so
but the issue is they have to distribute funds by December. So what'll happen is districts that say they're gonna take it, we can get the funds, and if we rescind, then they just have to take it back. They do that all
We could
They'll take it over time.
well, I don't.
and they do it all. We get checks and they take.
we could rescind that from some.
I mean, I don't see the downside to signing for it by tomorrow. I think we could do that.
what is the financial situation of what we do if by opting in?
$140 a student, we have about 3312. So
Okay. Not insignificant,
Yeah, it's real money.
but I agree with Brian. Was fantastic.
Feels like it would be kind of a breach of our fiduciary duties to not do it. So,
Even the conditions right now.
As long as we have the opt out, because
as
the
long as we
legal
have that,
privilege,
yeah,
maybe legal privilege,
yeah.
there's no reason, there's no basis, I don't understand why anybody would ever do that voluntarily.
Yeah, that's. We felt the challenge is constitutional.
We'll know by the 19th. We also have a meeting. And as you see, this is changing.
We don't need an actual action, we're just,
Generally, the board's never acted on
yeah, wouldn't think that we would, so we would just acknowledge this.
it. And if you feel like you need some action, that's. Just or sorry.
You're okay.
No,
There are.
unless the grant packet said that to authorize. Change our approach, they'll probably be that president to change it.
I don't think, but administratively, we think we should submit it and then send it.
Do we have scheduled meeting at all? We would have to get together.
Last month.
Right, so the decision from down the 19th will be to,
I would say
so we
decision,
don't need a board action to tell you to go, we can just tell you right now.
Yeah.
if it
Here's what it has to.
If it's in whole rejected, the issue is that it's modified in some manner and then up to modify it.
But you said you can rescind them after the third. So it's
Oh,
got
before the,
Or,
a way to rescind before.
and I would say the deal breaker,
yeah,
Yes.
the investigation pieces, they are.
no, but if the way this often get up in courts, they would modify, or there will be an agreement to modify what's proposed, and there'll be a different flavor of it, well then, so if it's in whole just rejected, that condition entirely, then fine. But if it's modified in some way to be narrower, consider it, so like, keep it, but why not?
We'll go on the 19th,
I'm around over the holidays, so.
we have an emergency.
You have enough people here.
I
Yeah, no.
I'm willing.
we understand.
I'm willing to spend it.
Okay, so we don't need to take any action, but we're comfortable with. I think what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
After the 19th, we'll know if we
Keep us updated, yeah. Soon, Canfield,
everybody. We're getting like MASB sent something out
Yeah.
immediately, and Newfoundland sent a webinar, group offers things.
so we have not engaged council on this.
No,
It's
they
just
didn't
we're
want
getting
any more,
advised by all of our firms that they would gladly.
districts joining soon.
Petitioners.
They're like, we're good. We got what we needed.
So we're not part of the litigation, but we have to wait and see what the litigation comes out with, so that we know whether we need to. That's fair.
Beneficiary is somebody else's.
Sounds like good use.
All right. Thank you. All right, it's our second opportunity for public participation, and no one has joined us. So we will move on to adjournment. Thanks, everyone.